Okay, I guess this is part two. I don't know about blogs. I know that there's a way, right, to subscribe to blogs or something. I really don't know anything about blogs. You know, I remember, yeah, from the 90s and shit. It was like, you know, I mean, if you see it, you can read it, but you know, to keep the updates, how you know to keep the update, you know, to read, to know when it's updated, you know. It's a young man. I don't know how young he was. He must be middle 30s or less. I don't know. I think that stuck in my head without me even knowing that it stuck in my head. He said, I cannot write the blog, you know, that it is, because it's very time consuming. I don't have time right now, you know. You know, I'm helping my wife. She just started a business. Selling sandwiches. He's a brilliant man, you know. He's a brilliant man. I mean, I feel like, you know, he have, especially politically and stuff, you know. And it's such a shame that he's fucking selling sandwiches, you know. Fucking selling sandwiches, you know. I mean, like, you know. Thank you, Obama. Son of a bitch. Yeah, he's, you know, like, it happened everywhere, you know. And leftist countries are not an exception. He was left out. He was left out because he criticized, I guess, certain people, whatever, and now, you know, like, okay, so now you're not required for the Bolivarian Revolution. I really didn't know it affected me so much until now, you know? That's how crazy it is. But I guess it's like having that little splinter on in the subconscious. Just to see, I mean, like, unnecessary pain. They cannot go and, you know, they have the money, but no country is gonna sell them anything because they're terrified of getting sanctions from your slave master. And just to see how much you love your damn government, you know, walking on 125th Street in Harlem. You see, you have posters, you got calendars, you got pins, you got everything about, I haven't really even thought about a name for that white devil. The Biden's law. I did tell this gentleman on Utica and I say Grand Concourse, I always say like Eastern Parkway. I told him because he was selling pins. That's all he was selling. So last week I passed by and he was not selling them no more. I didn't really like, I pretended I didn't see him. Just for misinformation. We look like idiots. I can only imagine, you know, crackers laughing, you know, when nobody see them, I guess, you know. They're like, ha 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 ha. Now they worship this man who destroyed their families by taking away their father. Just how important are fathers in our lives. If you want to know how important fathers are in our lives, just take a look at our African American brothers and sisters. Look at black society. Can you believe that they did all that damage in just 1 or 2 generations? Like Dr. Umar Johnson said, you know, shit, you know, 19th century, you know, everything was so, I'm not going to say it was great, but it was way, way, way much better than 20th century. I feel like 20th century, you know, they really went against our African American brothers and sisters. And I think the way they went by it is by getting their women. Yeah, this morning, a friend of mine, yeah, he texted me something, and, you know, I mean, it's the first time I tell somebody, you know, it's just like, and it reminded me of myself, you know, how I used to worship my own mother, you know. There's no more, sweetie. He left. But I guess they thought that was the only way to destroy black men, you know, heterosexual black men. And it's crazy. That's another awakening I've had. Is to see, you know, like, who are these ladies for real? I mean, that, and and now there's channels that they talk about it, you know. They finally talking about, you know, their childhood. And I feel like this is probably one of the most painful parts of mental decolonization. When we start seeing our mothers for real with our eyes and not our heart. And then I just thought about, you know, how much literature there is about mothers. There's no literature about children's love for our mothers. And how many of us, we're brokenhearted, you know, to find out our mothers didn't give a fuck about us. Ever. God bless her, you know, I don't... Yeah, there was a time I went on, I guess you can call it a crusade, to get my mother to admit what she did to me. A waste of time. I don't want to be her right now because I'm sure now that she's elderly, those memories of what she did to me. So I don't need to curse her out no more. She dug her own grave. Talk about radical solutions. I feel like, you know, I made the most radical solution myself, which was not to have children. I guess there was a time that I really felt like my mother was inside of me. I could not control her. I still believe that. But I'm overcoming it little by little. This girl is working miracles on me. You know, the female cat. But I'm very thankful to God for sending her to me. There was about, I think it was 7 cats. I don't know if it's true that she was the only one he can get. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, I went the first day and we couldn't get anyone. So I left the carriage in there. And the next day he said, it's like, I caught him. I caught it. And I went and I saw the most beautiful girl. You know, one day I'm gonna show it to you. She looked like she got eyeliner. She's so fucking feminine. She's adorable. She's so petite. And she looked at me like, say, who are you, bitch? I mean, even if she never let me pet her, it's okay. I think we're both shaken. You know, the other cat, it's a male cat, you know, Ocelote. He was born March 30th, so he's gonna be 3 years. And he's changed so much. He changed so much after David's death. I mean, we both did. No, I don't want to cry anymore. I don't see anything. And now he changed a lot with her. I'm not sure what to name her. What name to pick for her. You know, I always tell them, you know, if they can tell me in my dreams. I'm still hoping that if my name will come up. She have like in the back, she have a white spot. And it looked like a ghost. You know, she was facing that way and I look at her back. You know, she was sitting there. And you can see, it looked like a ghost. It looked like a ghost that's going on like this. In the back, her back. And in her forehead, she got a triangle. A white triangle. And she got spots like a cow. This morning before I left, I saw her that she lay down on Ocelote's bed, you know, which used to be David's bed. It's an amazing quality bed. I bought it from Target, from all the places, you know, like 15 years ago. So you just put it in the washing machine and come out brand new. So I was getting ready and I look to the bed because I put his bed on my bed. So he is in his bed, I'm in my bed. So So she lay down on his bed. And then a while later, I passed by again, and I saw that Ocelote was in his bed. You know, on my bed, of course. You know, and it was like, okay. She looked so cute, but he didn't think so. You know, I mean, it's like, I feel like, you know, they really have a healthy dynamic. You know, she tried to be very cute, like she went and got in his bed. She looks so adorable. I want to take a picture, you know, because she's so tiny. You know, Ocelote, he barely fit in that bed, you know, but she, you know, so all you can see was her little head, their ears. And then I passed by later on, she wasn't there. Like, so like, yeah, you're very, very cute, but, you know, and then she passed right by him. You know, and then she put her ass on his face and drive him crazy, and he don't know what to do. And then she smacked him. I'm like, wow, you know. I'm sure, like, you know, the femilocas, you know, the feminazis, will like say, it's like, oh, you want to rape her. I said it in these videos, you know. There was this note from Spain that these bitches, they was locking up the hens to avoid they was getting raped from the roosters. I was like, what garbage they gonna come up next, you know? I'm enjoying them a lot. And my canary too, and the new bird, it's a wild bird. It was a gift. I will talk about him later, some other time. And you know, they're great teachers. They are great teachers. So I feel like, you know, I wanted to follow Dr. Mfundishi advice, because he said that we have to master all the realms, you know, the mineral realm, the animal realm, the plant, you know what I mean, right? So I figure like, you know, well, you know, if I have them here, you know, especially the canaries, you know, I think I'm becoming more in tune with his singing. Because, you know, like in my country, that's always how, you know, like the news. That's how we always knew the news, to the birds. We always used to listen to the birds and see like, oh, yeah, this is happening, it's going to rain or whatever, you know, the way they're singing. You know, so it's like, I highly recommend it, you know, I mean, to get a canary. They're very social, they're very, they're like Leos. I mean, that's what my perception so far. He loved the attention, and he gotta be reassured in order for me to listen to him singing. Especially if I put the music very loud, he feels very confident and he starts singing. Just like our men, you know, need to feel confident to do a lot of things. And what we did, we destroyed their confidence, right? Okay, that should be enough. Enough of this crying. This freaking unexpected journey. Oh, I was going to show you this. You know, while I was crying, I remember I just picked up this. And I wonder what's going to look in there. I saw it in the street, in the middle of the street, and I said, it's like, what is this shiny shit? Right? And I was looking at it, and I don't think this was like um, woven. I mean, like, if you look at it, it is a method that they did. They have like a machine that is a piece of plastic, and somehow it stretch it out. Can you see? It looked like it's just warmed up and stretched, warmed up and stretched. There's no sewing in it. It's one piece. Shit, my rash is gonna get worse now. And I still don't even know what the rash is. I was like, even to leave my house, I said, like, you know, what if this is a symptom that I'm about to die or some shit, you know? So, I didn't know. So, I'm still okay. Yeah, and I'm going back home. Right now it is, well, let me 2:43 p.m. The sun is still here. This is like the music from the clubs when I used to go to the clubs, but it don't sound the same unless you're in a club. Now I cannot turn it up. Yeah, this thing is not the way it used to be. It's a little cracked. Scratch your booty. I'm like, it's just noise. This music, it always pick up this music. I got tons of music, and I still have tons of CDs I never put in the computer. Shit, that's a lot of work. I gotta be inspired to get that, you know. I just gonna throw them away. Fuck it, that's, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Where? There's nowhere to go today. Yeah, I was thinking even at my, you know, my estrogen shot. When did I get it? Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday that I got it. So I was thinking if I should call the clinic to see if anybody had any allergic reaction to the shot. Sure. Yeah, I'm going home and I'm gonna have another cup of tea of the white oak bark. Oh, and the reason I was talking about that is because I found, you know, then I look at some videos. I was reading some articles, and then they was talking about white willow bark. It's a white willow. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it sounded like similar, but you know, I want to go back to the store. Yeah, the store where I got it was on Utica. It's actually like next door, almost next door to Ujama. You know, the health food store where I get my CMOS from. They got really good CMOS. They got purple CMOS, regular CMOS. For $30, they give you a lot of CMOS, like this much. So, which I have to go get some more now, you know. And I mean, not now. And my ex is so tormented too. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes it's like I feel like we go through some things at the same time. Now he only called me in the middle of the night. And I was thinking, well, those are my initials, right? I'm Brooke Cerda, so I'm BC. And I was saying like, damn. You know what I mean? You know, the booty call. So like, that's okay. You know, I mean, like, I'm learning to enjoy life the way it comes. I didn't pick up the phone last night. I just wish that he'd find somebody else, you know, just like, I don't know, it's like he's got a fucking curse. Why can't he find somebody? He used to have this Dominican bitch, and, you know, she dumped him when he went back to jail. So, like, so I'm trying to tell him, you know, like, there's nothing. It's like, because there's so many women who actually, you know, believe the hype of getting career first. So we have a planet, you know, so full of, you know, bad choices. So full of bad choices, you know. Because it's just not, that's just not the way it is, you know. We've been told that we can travel the whole world. I used to believe that, you know, just travel the whole world, go to college, do whatever you want, and then marry. Yeah, you can get married, but you gotta get whatever you get. It's not like you get like your pick of the litter, right? When you are 18 years old, 20 years old. These damn crackers are so evil. I mean, like, how many women believe that shit, you know? How many women believe all that shit? That, do you, and then we look around and we are never picked, right? We're never picked. And then, you know, because, you know, I mean, any man in their right mind is gonna pick the best, right? And on that note, have a lovely weekend.